Hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. Halloween is lurking around, and we have New Year in another 2 months. Every New Year, we tend to make some resolution or at least think about making one or two. One major factor all of us try to work on is about overcoming our fears and insecurities. It takes great amount of courage to break open from our cocoon and face our fears. Sometimes situations pave way for that, or sometimes our loved ones help us to, or even other times we ourselves pick up courage to overcome our most dreadful fears. Our fears can be as simple as learning to drive, to dance, overcome stage fear, jumping into the waters, or overcoming fear of pets like dogs, hamsters, or anything for that matter. Today, we have a fun story about Charlie, who was terrified of falling into the plug hole. Until one day, he has to go down and face his fears. All of us love bubble baths, don't we? Charlie loved baths. He could make towers of bubbles, beards of foam, and splash like the kraken. He liked the water hot, the soap slippery, and the mirrors steamy. He liked to stay in there for hours until the water went cold. Well, that's not entirely true. He didn't like it when the water went cold. But he generally stayed in the bath until the water got cold, because there was only one thing in the world worse than staying in a cold bath. It was that moment when Mummy would lean over the edge of the bath and say, "Come on, Charlie, help me pull out the plug. Come on, Charlie." And Charlie would feel it, that dread, frightened feeling in the base of his squeaky clean tummy. That moment when the plug would lift, and as Mummy raised it from the water, the bath would gurgle in anticipation. That moment when the soapy water would swish and swirl, churn and chortle, draining down, 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 until it made that dreadful sound. It was terrible. It was horrifying. It was nothing short of ghastly. It was the sound of a kid slurping snot down their throat, the sole being sucked from a shoe. A brick dragged on a chalkboard rattled along a row of fingernails and hurled into some dark, bottomless tornado. Every time it happened, Charlie was stricken. He would skid to the end of the bath and whimper for Mummy to pick him up. He did not want to be anywhere near the plug hole. He wanted to be clean out of the bath, in the air and away, in her safe, warm towel every time. And every time Mummy would laugh and say, "It's just the plug hole, Charlie. You can't fall in." But that's where Mummy was dead wrong. One fateful day, as Mummy laughingly fished beneath the sudsy water for the plug, saying, "Come on, Charlie, help me pull out the plug," Charlie was horrified to see his worst fears realized. As she leaned with her hand into the water and began to lift the black, lifeless plug from the plug hole, there was an almighty groaning, gurgling sound. The sink slipped. Before anybody knew what was happening, Mummy was sucked down, down, right into the plug hole. "Mummy!" cried Charlie, and there was nothing for it. He couldn't let her go down there alone. He had to follow her into the plug hole. Charlie swished and thrashed as he tumbled in. Down, down he fell into the grim, ghastly underbath. Pipes loomed up, the dark closed in. Charlie heard the strangest sounds, creaking and clatters, grumbles and whines. The water swooshed around him like a fiendish wave. He smelled shampoo and the dirty tides of muddy kids. "Mom," he called. Way down in the distance, he thought he saw a flash of his mother's hair, but it was too fast and fleeting. She was too far ahead. Before he knew it, lickety-split, he met a bend in the pipe. Whoosh! He slipped helter-skelter, flim-flam, clap-trap, pell-mell down the metal pipes. The water surged rumble-tumble, clinkety-clank, higgledy-piggledy, flap-doodle, hurly-burly, topsy-turvy down, 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 cascading through the pipes with him. Suddenly, he tumbled headlong into an S-curve. There was a surge of suds, a whiff of downpipe, a skid and a slip, a spill and a dip. Charlie nosedived into a plumpet and plunged 100 meters in 2 seconds flat. "Whee!" he cried. It was really quite fun. Almost exactly like a water slide, only cozier with warm, nice-smelling water. There was a flash of brightness and Charlie was shot into the air and the light of day. He landed with a splash into the sea, and there, bobbing beside him with the biggest smile on her face, was Mummy. And there was a pod of dolphins nearby and a rainbow to boot. "Where are we?" said Charlie in wonder. "We've just landed in the sea," laughed Mummy. "All plug holes lead to the sea." And they played with the friendly dolphins till it was bedtime. Just like little Charlie, let's just go face our worst fears and get done with it. Once we face our fear, it will stop ruling over us. If it took us this long to finally accomplish it, then definitely it's worth it. Just imagine, what if we overcome that fear? For example, I want to learn driving, but I'm scared. If at all I learn to drive, I can go buy anything, anytime without depending on someone. I can quickly take my loved ones to the place they want to. I can help people in case of medical emergency. I will feel more confident about myself. Isn't that cool? When we look back, we will feel so proud about ourselves and about our growth. Please do give a try and let me know if this helped. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed today's narration as much as I did. Until we meet again in the next episode, tata bye-bye from Sush.